One of the most famous things about a Russian Christmas to people in the Western Europe and the USA is the story of Babushka. Babushka means grandmother in Russian, and it tells the story of an old woman who met the three wise men. Once, in a small Russian town, there lived a woman called Babushka. Babushka always had to work to do sweeping, polishing, dusting and cleaning, and her house was the best kept, the most tidy house in the whole village. Her garden was also beautiful, and her cooking was wonderful. One evening, she was busy dusting and cleaning, so busy that she didn't hear the villagers outside in the square talking about and looking at the new star in the sky. She'd heard about the new star, but thought, "Oh, all this fuss about a star. I don't even have time to look because I'm so behind with my work. I must work all night." So Babushka missed the star as it shone brightly high overhead. She also missed the tiny line of twinkling lights coming down towards the village at dawn. She didn't hear the sounds of the pipes and the drums. Babushka missed the voices and the whispers of the villagers, wondering whether the lights were an army or a procession of some sort. She missed the sudden quiet of the villagers and even the footsteps coming up the path to her door. But the one thing she couldn't miss was the loud knocking on her front door. "Now what's that?" she wondered, opening the door. Babushka gaped in amazement. There were 3 kings at her door, with one of their servants. "My masters need a place to rest," the servant said, "and yours is the best house in the village." "You want to stay here?" asked Babushka. "Yes, it would only be until night falls and the star appears again," the servant replied. Babushka gulped. "Come in then," she said. The kings were very pleased when they saw all of the homemade bread, the pies and the cakes, and she dashed about serving them, asking lots of questions. "Have you come a long way?" "Oh, a very long way," sighed Caspar. "Where are you going?" "We're following the new star," said Melchior. "But where?" The kings didn't know, but they believed that it would lead them to a new-born king. "Why don't you come with us?" asked Balthazar. "You could bring him a gift like we do. We're bringing gold, and my colleagues bring spices and perfumes." "Oh, I'm not sure that he'd welcome me," said Babushka. "And what could I bring for a gift?" "I know, I could bring a toy. I've got a cupboard full of toys. My baby died when he was small," she said sadly. Balthazar stopped her as she went to tidy the kitchen up. "This new king could be your king too. Come with us when the star appears tonight," he said. "I'll think about it," sighed Babushka. As the king slept, Babushka tidied up as quietly as she could. Oh, what a lot of extra work there was, she thought. And this new king. What a funny idea, to go off with the kings to find him. Babushka shook herself. There was no time for dreaming. All this washing up and putting away had to be done. Anyway, she thought, how long would I be away? What can I wear? What about a gift? Oh, she sighed. There's so much to do. The house will have to be cleaned when they've gone. I just can't leave it. Suddenly it was night again, and the star was in the sky. Are you ready, Babushka? Asked Balthazar. I'll come tomorrow, Babushka called. I must just tidy here first and find a gift. The kings went away sadly. Babushka ran back into her house, keen to get on with her work. Finally, she went to the small cupboard, opened the door and gazed at all of the toys. Oh, they were so dusty. They weren't fit for a baby king. They'd all need to be cleaned. She cleaned all of the toys until each one shined. Babushka looked through the window and it was morning. The star had come and gone. The kings would have also found somewhere else to rest by now. She could easily catch up with them. Oh, but she felt so tired. She had to sleep. The next thing she knew, she was awake and it was dark outside. She'd slept all day. She quickly pulled on her cloak, packed the toys in a basket and ran down the path that the kings had taken. Everywhere she asked, "Have you seen the kings?" "Oh, yes," everyone told them. "We saw them and they went that way." Oh, for days Babushka followed the trail of the kings and the villages became larger. Babushka never stopped until she came to the city. The palace, she thought. That's where the royal baby would be born. "Well, there's no royal baby here," said the palace guard when she asked him. "What about the 3 kings?" asked Babushka. "Oh, yes, they came here, but they didn't stay long. They were soon on their journey." "But where to?" asked Babushka. "Bethlehem, that was the place." "Don't imagine why. It's a very poor place," replied the guard. So Babushka set off towards Bethlehem, and it was evening when she arrived. She went into the local inn and asked about the kings. "Oh, yes," said the landlord. "The kings were here 2 days ago. They were very excited, but they didn't even stay the night." "What about the baby?" Babushka cried. "Oh, yes, that was there as well. The kings asked a baby too." Then he saw the disappointment in Babushka's eyes and he stopped. "Would you like to see where the baby was?" he said quietly. "He was across the yard there. I couldn't offer the couple anything better at the time. My inn was already so full that they had to stay in the stable." Babushka followed him across the yard and he left her to be alone in the stable. "Babushka?" Someone was calling her from the doorway. He looked kindly at her and she wondered if he knew where the family had gone. She knew now that the baby king was the most important thing in the world to her. They'd gone to Egypt and safety. The kings have returned to their countries, but one of them told me about you. "I'm sorry, but you're too late," he told Babushka. And it is said that Babushka is still looking for Jesus today.